What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having an alright day. There is a lot that we need to talk about, so let's do this. So, a lot has happened over the weekend, and with that being said, it's going to be a lot to talk about today. So, I'm probably going to break this video down to two parts. So, the first part will probably be in the morning, and the second part will probably be in the afternoon, so that way you guys can see all that I want to talk about. But the first thing I want to talk about is in Buffalo. If you guys haven't seen that video of the two police officers who were filmed shoving a 75-year-old elderly man, and he stumbled on backwards onto the sidewalk, and blood was coming out of his ears. Well, there is a lot to go on with that. The officers, Aaron Togolski and Robert McCabe, they have both pled not guilty and remain suspended without pay. However, they have been charged with second-degree assault. Now, if they are convicted, they could be charged with a max of 7 years in prison. And, this is actually a good thing because, people have watched this video and you can actually see them shoving the elderly man. Now, they had their court date and everything, I believe, on Saturday. And afterwards, dozens of police officers, many other people, firefighters and all kind of thing, and people wearing Blue Lives Matter flag T-shirts and everything else crowded outside the courthouse on Saturday morning, and they erupted into cheers when the two officers came out after being released for their reconnaissance. And just watching this video, it goes on to saying that. But check this out.
This happened just in the last hour. Two police officers were charged with felony assault during a protest in Buffalo, and they were applauded by their colleagues as they left the courthouse. Officers Robert McCabe and Aaron Togolski pleaded not guilty. They were released without bail, and we've been showing you the video of this.
So basically, if I'm correct, they were applauding that they were getting released or so, and you just go, what? Hold on, something right here. But when that incident happened, and the two officers were suspended without pay, at least 57 officers on the emergency response team quit the unit. Again, I'm gonna say that at least 57 police officers on the emergency response team quit that unit, said by the president of the officers union, the Buffalo Police Benevolent Association. What the? I'm gonna get to it, but I'm gonna talk about the video. I'm not gonna show the video because it's just it's graphic, but you can watch if you want to, and everything is on way. But yeah, it is really graphic to see. But in the video, you can see the gentleman, the 75-year-old man, who is Martin Gugingo, and he can be seen walking up to the officers. You can also hear in the video, you can hear officers yelling, "Move!" and push him back, and thus the officers push him back, and one of them was using a baton. Thus doing so, Martin stumbles backwards and he falls onto the sidewalk, hitting his head on the pavement, and blood was coming out of his ears. And the officer who had the baton went to check up on him. However, another officer pulled him back and told him to continue on. If that ain't the most douchiest thing I've ever seen when I watched that video, that it was just enough. Now, Martin Gugingo, he was treated at the hospital for head injury, loss of consciousness, and bleeding from his right ear, and he thus remains hospitalized in critical condition, said by the Erie County District Attorney's Office in a press release. And when this video went on social media and everything along the way, the mayor of Buffalo, Byron W. Brown, said in a statement later on Thursday that the officers knocked that man down. Like there's evidence showing that they actually knocked this man down, and this man was in serious but stable condition at the hospital, as Brown stated. Now, along with that, Erie District Attorney, County District Attorney John J. Flynn announced the charges against the officers on Saturday, saying their actions clearly crossed a line. And along with that announcement, Flynn, he went and defended the police, saying that the vast majority of law enforcement officers are honorable, they are professional, and show up each and every day to do their job to protect me and you. And he continued on saying that they may be some, there may be some who I'm choosing sides here by arresting and prosecuting these police officers. And I say that's ridiculous. He said, I'm not choosing sides. I'm prosecuting 39 protesters. And it's just watching the video. You see this happening, and you're going, these officers should be arrested, yet they're not. It's a lot to bear with and everything along the way. This 75-year-old man, he comes up to you and he's trying to talk to you, but your mindset is somewhere else, and you just think, okay, let me just push this man down. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Something bad did happen. But again, what are your thoughts about this? Let me know what you guys think about this whole police deal with those two officers and the other officers that have quit on the force. Now, on this next story, as a child, you always went home and there was always, PBS and everything else along the way, like cartoons for you and everything. And a lot of us watched Sesame Street. And, Sesame Street was always great because they taught you so much. They taught you how to count. They taught you about colors and everything else along the way and so much more. Well, CNN partnered up with Sesame Street for a special town hall hour-long special about racism. And it gave both parents and kids an opportunity to explore the current moment the nation is living through and understanding how these issues affects people. Now, it's the hour-long special was called Coming Together, Standing Up to Racism, and it aired on Saturday morning and left no stone unturned. And it discussed so much with everything from how to fight racism to when you see it and when to call police officers who are being unsafe. And with this hour-long special, a lot was featured in her, and so much was there in there, like Elmo, Abracadabra, Rosita, Big Bird. By the way, side note, when I heard Big Bird's voice, I was just like, "Oh, what's that? That's not Big Bird." But like, when I heard Big Bird's voice, I'm just going, that. But again, it was just weird. But together, they, along with experts, answered questions that were submitted by families. And this whole event, it was monitored by CNN political commentator Van Jones, CNN and national correspondent Erica Hill, and Big Bird, again, that voice. But there was so much and so many great moments in there. Keisha Bottoms, who is the mayor of Atlanta, I've talked about her in my video, in the past video and everything along the way. She answered questions from both children and parents about why Black people continue to be mistreated in society and whether it's too early to explain to your young children the protests occurring around the world. And her response to that, it was very wonderful and very well said and everything else along the way. Continuing on, Abby Kadabi, she explained how her own experience seeing towards racism, revealing how Big Bird once was bullied because of his yellow feathers and his size. And Abby said it wasn't fair in that way. And it was just watching this hour-long special, it was really, really good. And I think what I truly loved the most was during the whole segment, Elmo, he learns about racism, and thanks to his father, Louis, he talks about how, profiling happens a lot with today's society. And just watching that part, was like, wow, they nailed it. But you guys need to check this out and watch it and tell me what you think.
Daddy, Elmo doesn't understand. What's happening? Why are all these people together?
Oh, well, they're gathering together to protest.
Protest? Elmo doesn't understand. What's a protest?
A protest is when people come together to show they are upset and disagree about something. They want to make others aware of the problem. Through protesting, people are able to share their feelings and work together to make things better. They make signs like this.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm bringing this sign to the protest at the community center later.
oh. Oh, they look upset. Oh, are the protesters sad?
They are sad and upset, and they have every right to be, Elmo. People are upset because racism is a huge problem in our country.
Racism? What's that?
Oh, racism is when people treat other people unfairly because of the way they look or the color of their skin.
The color of their skin? Oh, Elmo doesn't understand, Daddy. Elmo has friends with different types of skin. Oh, and fur, too. Black, brown, pink,
Yeah,
purple.
I know, Elmo, but not all streets are like Sesame Street. I mean, on Sesame Street, we all love and respect one another. Across the country, people of color, especially in the black community, are being treated unfairly because of how they look, their culture, race, and who they are. What we are seeing is people saying enough is enough. They want to end racism.
No. Elmo wants to end racism too. Elmo wants everybody to be treated fairly.
So watching that, I mean, that's very well said, right? It's a lot to be said about that. And I know of a mom whose son loves me as Spider-Man and everything. She sent me a picture of him watching it, I believe. Yes, she did send me a picture. And it was just truly beautiful seeing this, because parents, there are a lot of questions your kids are going to be asking about what is going on. And if you want them to know about this, let them watch this special, and also talk to them about this as well. And it's actually very useful and helpful for many people. And I want to know what your thoughts are about that. If you watched it, what was your favorite part about it? If you didn't watch it, why haven't you watched it? But other than that, let me know your guys' thoughts about the special and everything else on the way. This last thing I want to talk about in this part of the video, all I can say is dang. Because in Bristol, in the UK, I would love to go to the UK one day. Just one day. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day. But in Bristol, Black Lives Matter protesters did something that was both amazing and crazy. Okay, so in Bristol, they have toppled a statue of a 17th century slave trader, and they threw it into the city's river. Yeah, they actually did that. There's footage on social media of the demonstrators tearing down the figure of Edward Colston from its split during protests in the city center. Now, in a later video, protesters can be seen dumping it into the Avon at Bristol Harbor. And again, this was amazing and it was crazy. But you guys should watch this and just wow. Just a lot happened on that part. That was a force to be reckoned with, and I don't know a lot about this person, but I will say kudos to them for doing that. However, it was wrong, however, to do that. Yes, I'm a goody goody and everything along the way. But the statue on the backstory of it was erected in Bristol city centre in 1895. And it was the subject of recent debate towards its removal. Now, Colston, he was known for making his fortune through trading slaves, he was also known for donating parts of his riches to charitable causes. So there's a lot of buildings in Bristol that have his name on it, and it's just going, okay, what's going on, what we gonna do, and everything along the way. Now here in the U.S., we have protesters in Richmond, Virginia, Montgomery, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, and in other cities that have torn down statues of Confederate leaders, in which protesters deem to be racist. Now, there are a couple here in Texas that I know of that should be taken down. I know one was taken down from the new baseball stadium that we have, and I love that. I love that they did that. Now, Superintendent Andy Bennett said that the vast majority of those who came to voice their opinions about racial inequality and injustice did so peacefully and respectfully. However, doing that, it was vandalism and everything else on the way. But again, it was amazing and it was crazy. That's my part. But yeah, just seeing that being taken down and watching it being dragged all the way in there, all the way to the river, it goes to show you that a lot of people are, they do want their opinions being heard. They want people to know that these people did bad things to us as black people, and there should be changes being made. And I want you guys' thoughts about this and everything, okay? What are you guys' thoughts about what happened? If you did watch the Sesame Street special, what are your thoughts about that? On the Buffalo cops, what are you guys' thoughts about this? Also about the, are there any statues around where you live at where they are considered to deal with deal with slavery or anything kind of way? And, have they taken it down? Yes or no? But along with that, I will say, you guys, stay tuned for part two. I was about to say part 4. Part 2 of this video and everything else on the way. But like, share, comment, subscribe. Let people know I'm out there for you guys, getting the word in, because that is what I'm doing every day, and it's always a good thing. But I love all you guys. Be safe out there. Don't do anything crazy. And peace out. Black Lives Matter.